Hello guys, welcome back to another unscripted back-to-back video by your boy Universal. What can I say except you're welcome. Today this video is kind of interesting to make because I want to talk about Japan, right? And Japan, I grew up watching cartoons, like anime, right? And I watched Pokemon, I watched Inazuma 11 before I knew even what anime was, right? I really loved watching them. And then I came to anime when I was like 12. I watched Naruto, thought that was the best anime of all time. And I've watched more anime since then. My favorite anime is still Gintama, by the way. And people have watched my channel and know this channel. I've built this channel upon anime. The subscribers I have now are people that have been watching my shorts, been watching anime. And Gintama was my driving force towards making my channel. My icon, like my YouTube profile picture, is Gintama. It's Gintoki, right? in the thumbnail, you know what I'm trying to say, in the profile picture. But yeah, so I built this channel upon anime, upon making whiz debates, like who is stronger debates. I built this channel upon that, right? And anime has a big part in playing the role that it has now. And now I'm using my channel for God, right? I don't want to delete my videos that I've made shorts on anime because it's gotten me to where I am now. And people who come to watch my shorts, maybe they check out my channel and then they see I'm making videos about Jesus and maybe that intrigues them. They watch my videos and they want to come to Jesus as well. So, you know, it's a way to bring people in closer to the Lord. But talking about Japan, whenever I'm growing up, I've always loved the idea of going to Japan. You know, going to Japan, the culture is so nice. The food there is amazing. I want to try out all the food there. I actually want to go to a ramen shop and have ramen and eat the ramen made by that. The ramen you eat here in Waggas, Wagamamas and all that, isn't the same quality as the ramen you get there. And I want to explore the culture. I want to buy all these cool cosmetics, and I want to go visit the sakura trees. I want to go to I think Hokkaido's in the north to see the winter, see how cold it is, right? And see Japan is such a place I've always wanted to visit, right? And I never visited it. But I've always looked at Japan through a good lens. I've always looked at it, I was like, wow, I wish I lived in Japan, man. I wish I was born in Japan. Or some crazy stuff like that, right? But I've realized now that I'm with Jesus that I don't even know how to say this without being rude or disrespectful, but it's the truth. Japan is lost. Japan needs Jesus, right? I think I saw a statistic of around 0.7% to 1% of Japan believes in Christianity. And, you know, when I think of Japan, even though it's a Buddhist country, I never really think of people practicing Buddhism. I don't think anyone, most people that are in Japan practice Buddhism. Maybe they grew up with it, but from how, maybe I'm interpreting it wrong. And if you're Japanese watching this video, you can tell me yes or no, but I don't feel like anyone living in Japan really practices Buddhism or lives like that, right? And the culture in Japan, what I used to think was a really cool culture, it is a culture that strays you away from God, right? Idol culture, worshipping idols, worshipping Hatsune Miku. And you might say oh, it's not worship, right? I just love them. But you're focusing your money, your attention on these people that are idols, right? There's a whole VTuber, I was in the VTuber space, and they love you know, you want to give love to VTubers, spend money on them and just, you know, be in their community. But it's just idol worship. That's all it is. And people really, some people, and this is a whole incel culture. The incel culture is very high there, where people just live by themselves. They have body pillows, characters, but people get really they have such strong emotions towards these things in Japan. And I know it's also happening in the West. I'm not saying that I wasn't like this. Sometimes, you know, I'd have, I was like this, but I wouldn't let it control me. You know, I don't want to let, a person who's following a VTuber to let them control my life. If something's going, if something's going bad with a VTuber, if they're going through sickness or whatnot, right? People will be like, oh my God, I wish you like the best of recovery. Like, I love you so much, and you know, here's some money to help you, whatever. You know, it's not healthy, man. And also in the culture, I can just see how it strays them away from God, because it's a very workaholic like culture, where they're working, 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 working. They don't have time to spend with God, right? Because this culture is very like focused on work, work, work. Man, it's just crazy, because the contrast I had before I came to Jesus, I thought Japan was like amazing and whatnot, but now I realize that Japan as a nation, right, is like so far gone from God. Like, where is Christianity? Where is Jesus, right? And I very like, that's why, like, when I thought of Japan, I never thought Christianity. When I think of Romania, you know, I have my stereotypes of Romania, but I also think of Christianity when it comes to Romania, you know, because it's a very 98 to 99% of the country is Christian, and I'm from Romania myself. My parents are Romanian. But yeah, man, it's just crazy, the contrast before and after God. Like, my interpretation of Japan has like shifted. Not to say that I don't still think that Japan is beautiful. I still think it's a very beautiful country, and I still like the food and all that. But the culture, like, I don't feel like it draws people in closer to God. And you know, I do think that a lot of the world's problems, if everyone, I mean, this is a very like, not superficial, but like, this is a very like hopeful comment, but like, if everyone was Christian on this earth, and like a true Christian that loved their enemies and forgave others, right, for their wrongdoings, the world would be such a better place. But it's evil. We live in a broken world. We live in an evil world. But if you're a Christian now and you put your faith in Jesus, when you die and we go to heaven, the only people that are in heaven are people that have put their faith in Jesus, right? So that is the world I want to be in, sorry. But yeah, Japan needs Jesus, man. Like, I never realized like how far gone it is, but like, I don't see God in their culture. I see idol worship, which the Bible warns us about, to not worship false idols, right? I see incel culture. I see people who are depressed constantly, and I've been like that. I've been in that incel mindset for a while, and Jesus brought me out of that, you know. And if the people had Jesus, man, it'd be so much. It'd be so much like, and the thing is, culture. Just because somebody, like, if Japan turned Christian now, it's not like they lose their culture. They can still have like these good parts of their culture, but stuff like idol worship and all that, they would, you know, they got go blood. Like, I don't know, maybe it's wishful thinking, but that's just like my thoughts on Japan. It's very interesting, because I thought about it the other day, and I was like, with the scope, with the lens I have now of Christ, I see Japan differently than I did before. And this is not in any way to condemn Japan as a nation, or the people who are Japanese, right? I wish them all the best. They are amazing people, right? They're very respectful people. But goodness, respectfulness, if you reject Jesus, you reject the Creator, it doesn't matter how good you are, right? If you constantly reject Jesus and that what he created you for on this planet, then you won't get to be with him for eternity, you know what I mean? Hopefully my point came across, what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, I have a very different view of Japan now. Still love it, still love the country. And you know, I wish I could still try out the food. Maybe at some point I'll get there, try out the food and all that. But you know, the rapture's happening soon, so I don't know if that will happen, man. But yeah, that's just a mindset. I don't know if other people have thought about stuff like that. Maybe they've had maybe somebody, like, I'm trying to think if somebody thought really badly of like Romania, just like, oh, it's a very poor country and whatnot. They come to Jesus, then like, wow, 98 to 99% of Romania is Christian. Wow, these people are like on the path to Jesus. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. But hopefully you guys can understand where I'm coming from, that, or especially those who are with Christ, understand where I'm coming from, that Japan needs Jesus, man. they do need Jesus. Everyone needs Jesus. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So God bless you all. Jesus loves you, and have a blessed day.